Good evening, Bante, and all Kalyana Mitra Suki Home too. I'm Aliana, and welcome to Sutta Discussion Day 89 by Bante Dr. Ganggodawila Chandima. This is the 8th class of Pattakamma Sutta, which with topic Accomplishment with Wisdom or paññā. Pattakamma Sutta is the 7th sutta from the total of 10 sutta that have been chosen by Bante Chandima for this sutta discussion. In previous classes, Bante has discussed about Manggala Sutta, Ratana Sutta, Metta Sutta, Sigalowada Sutta, Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta, and Sabbasava Sutta, which Bante has elaborated those sutta in depth. For those who have missed our previous classes, please check on Ti-Ratana Vihara Amapadana Flank's Facebook page and YouTube channel. We have uploaded the previous 88 classes there. We are always welcoming newcomers, therefore whoever that wish to join the class via Zoom where we can engage directly with Bante can contact us on Ti-Ratana Vihara Amapadana Flank's Facebook Messenger or register through the QR code that has been shared in our recent flyer regarding to the Sutta discussion class on our Facebook account. Our speaker, Bante Dr. Ganggodawila Chandima, is the Associate Editor of the Journal of International Buddhist Studies, or JIBS, which is published by the Buddhist Research Institute of Mahachulalongkorn Rajavidyalaya University in Thailand. He was previously a research fellow at the Center for Studies in Religion and Society, or CSRS, at University of Victoria, Canada. Bante Dr. Chandima was also a Theravada Buddhist chaplain at the University of British Columbia in Vancouver, Canada from year 2012 till 2016. Bante is currently the Senior Advisor to Patisota, a virtual Dharma organization that hosts a weekly online Pali reading class, Sutta discussions, Dharma talk, and variety of other Dharma activities. His Dharma works can be accessed at www.patisota.blogspot.com. Without further ado, we welcome once again Bante, and thank you very much for the wonderful guidance. Sadhu, sadhu.
Thank you, Aliana, for introduction. Good evening, Dhamma friends. Welcome back to the TR Sutta discussion, day 89. First of all, just wondering, I'm asking from Brother Lim, are we on Facebook already? You have 2 Facebook sites for temple, right?
Yes, Bante. Now,
which
I will
Facebook?
share. I will try to share now to the TRV page.
Right. Well, I don't see the live on either channels.
Yes, Bante. Now it's in TR.
Uh-huh.
In the Ti-Ratana main page.
Mm-hmm. Are you going to send me?
Yes, now we are in the Ti-Ratana page.
Ti-Ratana page. You mean the there are 2 pages, right? Your temple has?
Yeah, the page, not the profile.
Okay. Oh, this is another one.
Yes.
Ti-Ratana main page. Interesting.
Yes,
okay.
now go in the main page.
Right. Okay. Just give me a second. Right. Okay. If Aaron is in charge of this, would you mind adding the title to the post? Otherwise, people might not know. All right. Once again, good evening, Dhamma friends. Today we have Aliana, Brother Lim, Kim Neo, Kim Neo, and Yu Won Lee, Kelvin, Margaret, Sadiris, Barbara, Tisilim, Ang, Sumita, There's one with Galaxy Tab A, don't know the name. Chan, Brother Wu. Yeah, welcome everyone. Yes, so today we will be discussing about the fourth accomplishment in the Pattakamma Sutta. Before we get started, shall we pay respect to the Buddha? Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Namo tassa bhagavatu arahatu samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavatu arahatu samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavatu arahatu samma sambuddhassa. These days I'm staying in a temple nearby Mount Fuji, like 15 kilometers from Mount Fuji. It's an interesting new temple. Actually, they have made a sima also for monks to do some Vinaya activities. Yeah. So morning you can see the mountain. Okay, so let's go back and think about what we have done in our last couple of days. I think we did about Saddha Sila Chaga, what we call accomplishment in confidence of the Buddha Dhamma Sangha, and then Sila means confidence, accomplishment in morality, and then we did Chaga Sampada. That was the last one, accomplishment in giving up. We call it giving, but the true meaning is giving up. Today is the last accomplishment, which we understand by accomplishment in paññā. Now, lay people should understand what is the paññā, wisdom, that the Buddha asks you to practice. This is very interesting. Normally, they, take bits and pieces from the monastic version of paññā, the lofty paññā, which you will attain when you attain Nibbana. But for a layperson, there is a certain version of paññā which the Buddha asks you to practice. And today we have 3 sections to study, because that will end the whole accomplishment area. Okay, so we'll get started by understanding the section here. I would invite some of you to read too, just to make it a little bit more clear. All right, so this is the first section. I would ask someone to read up until here. Probably a couple of, maybe up until here. Yeah, who would like to read? Yeah. Anybody would like to read? You can raise a hand. Okay, Aliana, please go ahead. Kim, I will give you the chance after, because there are a lot of sections to read after.
Tatama ca gahapati paññā sampada abijja visama loba vibhutena gahapati cetasa viharanto akinca karoti.
Akiccang
Akiccang karoti. Kiccang aparadeti. Akiccang karonto, kiccang aparadento, yasaca, sukaca, damsati. Via pada vibhutena, gahapati, cetasa, viharanto, akiccang karoti, kiccang aparadeti, akiccang karonto, kiccang aparadento, yasaca, sukaca, damsati.
Dance. Great. Let me go again. Katama cha gahapati paññā sampada. Abijja visama lobha bhutena gahapati cetasa viharanto. Akiccang karoti, kiccang aparadhiti. Akiccang karonto, kiccang aparadhinto, yasacha sukhacha dansati. Vyapadabhibhutena gahapati cetasa viharanto. Akiccang karoti, kiccang aparadhiti. Akiccang karunto, kiccang aparadhinto. Yasacha, sukhacha, dansati. Now the list goes, the list keeps going. You can see Tinamitta, and then you can see Tinamitta here, and then Uddacha Kukucha here, and Vichikicha here. So now we understand the problems with regard to the lay people, paññā, come from the inability to overcome these particular upakilesas. Abijja Visamalobha is one. Vyapada number 2. Number 3, Tinamitta. Number 4, Uddacha Kukucha. Number 5, Vichikicha. So please pay attention to these upakilesas. We call them mental impurities. Okay. Let's go back again. Let me translate up until here, which Aliana stop reading. Katamachis Gahapati Paññā Sampada. Now, as you understand, what is the accomplishment in wisdom? Asking from this household. Abijja, okay, Visamalobha. These two are, we call them, what do you call? We call them, they actually work together in many people's lobha. What is abijja? What is visamalobha? Let's get started from that place. Any thoughts from anybody? Not avijja, okay? It's abijja. B. Any thoughts?
Covetousness.
Covetousness. Abijja. Visamalobha. Visamalobha.
Lobha is greed.
Yes, but what is visamalobha? They translate this to be unrighteous greed. Now let me tell you kind of a background. Now, lobha is the very common, what do you call, the common bad virtue, I would say, the common upakile, so that we all struggle more or less by degree. But in looking at lobha, the what do you call, the degree and then the contents of our lobha, we can see that there are two different aspects of lobha. Now here abijja is one aspect, visamalobha is one aspect of lobha. Now, does that mean that this learning about this abijja, visamalobha important? Make us important about understanding lobha? It is, right? Because when we understand abijja and visamalobha, then we understand the contents of lobha, right? What does abijja mean? Abijja means that someone has a strong bond to what one has, what one possesses. What are the things that someone can have a strong bond towards one's possessions? It could be money, it could be oneself, it could be people around him or her. A lot of things, right? So that things that you may have dearly, cordially acquired in the long run. Any thoughts from your side? You may have some other things too, going beyond these things. What are the things that you may understand in your life as lobha? Things, people that you are having a lot of bonds to. Could be money, it could be credentials, it could be status, it could be many things, right? Many things. I think everything that many people are trying to acquire in their life. So we call it abijja. So abhijja specifically means any lobha based on what one has, what you have. But then what is visamalobha? Visamalobha means there are some people who have lobha, I would say, bondages to what other people have. It's not yours. Things are not yours. Things are not belong to you. And then people are not belong to you, but you still have greed on what you don't have, what other people have. An example? Let's say that you have no connection to somebody in your life, but you secretly observing things about that person, and you have developed a certain greed about that person, secretly. I would say not in a noticeable way. And then you are struggling about that, right? You may be struggling, right? So visamalobha is greed, or I would say greed that you have on what you don't possess, what you don't belong, but you still have a bondage to those things. And any examples from your observation? Any examples? Have you ever observed that you have a lobha towards what you don't have, but other people have? Maybe things, people. I remember, like in India, when the Ramayana is broadcast, Ramayana, this story, Sita and Ram. Sita is abducted by a demon in Sri Lanka. At that time, the Sri Lankan king was more powerful. His name was Ravana. It is said in the story, he used his helicopter, whatever. He went to India. He abducted Sita and brought her to Sri Lanka. Okay. This is what the story says. And then the Rama was the king at that time, later on. And then later on, Rama and his his forces went to Sri Lanka, and then he actually fought with Ravana, say this very bad, very potential, very strong demon in Sri Lanka at that time. And then he was able to bring Sita back to India. At that time, Rama is suspecting about Sita, because Sita was abducted by Ravana. And then now this story, when this story is played on stages in India, now the Indian women become very emotional. Right? They become very emotional. How come Sita is suspected this way? So they break their necklaces, they break their bangle, then threw to the stage. Hey, don't suspect Sita, She's okay. She's pure. She's very pristine. Nothing happened to her. She kept to her vows, whatever. People are so having bondages to these ideal. Today is Women's Day, right? This is women. So happy Women's Day. Happy International Women's Day. So anyways, so when somebody is a figure, when somebody is a very famous person, sometimes normal people can have a certain lobha towards them, right? This is kind of something we call it visama lobha. And if you have a lobha about what you have, it's called abhijja. So the contents of lobha go in two ways: abhijja, lobha about what you have, and visama lobha about what you don't have, what other people have. Interesting, right? So this abhijja visama lobha. Let's go back to the text. Now, katamata gahapati paññā. The paññā sampada, accomplishment in wisdom. Now, wisdom is something that lay people must have in their lay people's life. How many of you go to the temple, vihara, and then wish, maybe make a wish from the Buddha? Dear Buddha, May I have more wisdom. May you give me more wisdom. At the same time, upon giving that wisdom, may I have a good direction in my life to figure out my problems, and then, something like that. So wisdom is so important. We don't understand that how Buddha gives you wisdom, but the Buddha has taught you how you can create wisdom in your life. So the first thing is try to lower your avijja and then visamalobha that come under this lower category. Try to lower. I know that it is not easy to overcome in one day, in a couple of months, in a couple of years, but you are trying to lower. You know that you are supposed to lower it. You are supposed to reduce the lower, which goes in two ways, avijja and visamalobha. Then it says, avijja visamalobha abhibhutena. Abhibhutena means struggling with avijja and visam. Now, this is about somebody, a layperson, who has not reduced avijja visamalobha. Then what will happen to that person? Let's say there are people in the society who do not understand avijja and visamalobha, and they are just drawn by avijja visamalobha. What will happen to them? Cetasa viharanto akiccang karoti. Akiccang karoti. Kiccang aparadi. Let's identify these two sentences. Akiccang means they are doing things that they are not supposed to do. Akiccang. They are going to perform things that they are not supposed to perform.
Possible.
Is it very clear to all of you? When somebody is drawn with avijja, visamalobha, they don't know what they are doing. Right? They have no idea. So they are doing what they are not supposed to do. Akiccang karoti. And then you can see here, kiccang aparadeti. Kiccang aparadeti. Kiccang means that there are things, that means you have to overcome your lobha in terms of avijja visamalobha. Then aparadeti means that they are destroying what they are supposed to do. Aparadeti. Now the Pali term radha means to cherish, or I would say make happy. But apa means wrong. Somebody is trying to make oneself happy in the wrong way. Somebody is trying to look for happiness in the wrong way. When the prefix apa is there, rad becomes aparad. So that means kiccang aparadi. That means now there are things that are done by somebody who is drawn by avijja visamalobha, things that he or she is not supposed to do. Now here at the same time, whatever he or she is supposed to do, that means overcoming lobha in terms of avijja visamalobha, is not going to happen. So he or she is going to make oneself happy with things, or by not doing what he or she is supposed to do. And then akiccang karonto kiccang aparadintu. Now, when somebody is doing things that he or she is not supposed to do in terms of avijja visamalobha, kiccang aparadintu. When somebody is going to destroy what he or she is supposed to do, yasacha sukhacha dansati. His or her, yasa means good reputation, and sukha means happiness. Dansati, go to ruin. Go to destruction. That means, let's say you have no idea about your own avijja, visamalobha, and lobha. Then what will happen is that you are doing things that you are not supposed to do, and you are not fulfilling things that you are supposed to do. Then your good reputation and your good reputation and your happiness will go to ruin, will destroy. Any example? Any examples of somebody or maybe someone's life? When you have lots of avijja visamalobha, then your good reputation will go to the end. Let's say you had a lot of good reputation, and your happiness also will go to ruin, go to the destruction. So as a layperson, if you really want wisdom, interesting, huh? If you really want wisdom, now you are expecting, may I be wise, may lots of wisdom arise in me, then you must focus on this in the first place. That means you have to diminish, lower your abhijja and visamalobha. Otherwise, somebody might think that I want a wisdom to make more money, I want wisdom to make more things like that. But wisdom here arises at a point when you understand that lowering, diminishing, reducing your lobha and what do you call it? Abhijja and visamalobha to be diminished in your own way. But with this, some people might misunderstand earning money, right? Earning money is not a problem. Now here, you can earn money without what you call creating abhijja, right? So that is what you are supposed to do. And it doesn't mean that you cannot earn money. There are some people who wrongly understand Buddhism. Hey, you can be a businessman, if you follow Buddhism. You can't be having businesses. If you are a Buddhist, you must be very simple. You can't say so. Because the Buddha never said that this profession is not good. What he said was, whatever you do, try to do it without lobha. Try to do, that means without abhijja and visamalobha. And then we are going to the next one. Then you can see dansati. I like to discuss about this Pali term, dansati. Now, what does dansati mean? Normally in Pali, dansati means a snake bite. A snake bite. Huh? A snake bite is very venomous. If a cobra bites, the cobra actually swings his head and then try to bite somebody. With that full swing, and I think there's no any excuse from the cobra, and definitely this is going to be a fatal bite. In the same way, if somebody is going to mess up with his or her abhijja visamalobha, that person's fame, good reputation, and happiness will be stung by this fatal abhijja and visamalobha. Okay, dansati comes from there. Destroyed. Now, abhijja visamalobha is one. Okay. Now, the second problem that you have to work on if you really want wisdom is vyapada. Another word is vyapada. Vyapada or vyapada. See, you can use V also. Vyapada vibhutena gahapati chetasa viharanto akiccang karoti kiccang aparadeti. The same phrase. Akiccang karonto kiccang paradento yasacha sukhacha dansati. That means if you want wisdom, then you must also overcome your ill will about yourself, ill will about other people, right? Vyapada means ill will. If we make it more simple, how do we understand vyapada? A very simple way of understanding vyapada. Thoughts of destroying other people, other beings, including yourself, right? Do we sometimes get these feelings, these emotions, these thoughts? Do we feel like we want to destroy somebody? I don't like that person. I don't like that thing. So we have to do something, right? Maybe bad mouthing, social media, maybe thoughts. Is it normal?
Yeah, sometimes.
Because our thoughts are not very well trained. That's why those thoughts are coming. That's why the Buddha said we have to train our thought, discipline our thoughts, so that for whatever the reason it comes up, then we know that this is not a good one. I have to immediately withdraw this thought, right? Immediately withdraw this thought. I should not let it grow. So if we look at how people destroy other people in terms of their thoughts, they are happy when other people fall apart. They are happy when other people are not doing well. they have some past grudges, right? Maybe maybe they are jealous about other people. Maybe their attitude, right? Some people are bornly developing attitudes not to see other people in their own ways, right? So Vyapada extends to a lot of aspects, I would say. Yes, yes. Yoniso Manasikara is the best way to identify, yeah, as it arises. Yes. So this, I mean, if any thought regarding destroying somebody is to arise within you, you need to immediately work on it. If somebody is to tell me that I'm not having those thoughts anymore, not that many thoughts, that means you have disciplined your thoughts very well in the long run, understanding life, and then more importantly, Yoniso Manasikara. That means you have wise attention about whatever the thoughts that are happening in you. That means you are so good. That means you have to just maintain, sustain, deepen your practice. All right, so Vyapada. That means, secondly, as a layperson, you are supposed to bring down, or I would say diminish, any thoughts of ill will towards other people, even towards you. If you look at people who are trying to take their life, who are trying to commit suicide, they also have a Vyapada about oneself. Now, have you seen this with some meditators? They are practicing meditation very well, and suddenly a distraction arises. So they are very unhappy about themselves. How come it happens? I've been meditating very well. How come a distracting thought arose in me? You don't have to worry about it. I mean, things like that can happen anytime, right? So more importantly, what you are supposed to understand is Vyapada is a thought. So let's try to block this Vyapada in a better way. That means we are working on the good side, metta, more metta to other people, more metta to myself, more metta to everybody, more metta to all living beings. So Vyapada will be diminished, and we are able to abort, or maybe we are able to bring down, we are able to get rid of Vyapada upfront, or we can withdraw anytime. Okay, so if you want wisdom as a layperson, then you need to get rid of Vyapada. Second level. And then the third one, we would like to ask somebody then. Who would like to read? Maybe from here, to this part. Kim, go ahead, please. You already raised a hand, but
me, is it?
the one that I already highlighted over here. Let me
Okay.
yeah, it's okay.
Tina mida vibhutena gahapati cetasa viharanto akichang karoti kichang aparadeti akichang karanto kichang aparandento yasa cha sukha cha dam sati.
Tina Middha Vibhute. That means it's about Tina Middha, right? Tina Middha means, what does Tina Middha mean?
Restlessness.
Sloth
Huh?
and torpor.
What is it?
Sloth and torpor.
Sloth and
Sloth
torpor.
and- Yeah, sloth and torpor. Now we have to understand in simple language. Now the third thing that if you really want wisdom is that you have to, and you are supposed to get rid of Tina and Middha. Tina and Middha, what are they individually? Tina means slow and Midda means torpor. These are English translations. It is said that Tina means the laziness of your thoughts, and Midda means your laziness of mental factors. So these are two things, Chitta and Chaitasika. Chitta, Chaitasika. Chitta means, now in English, how many minds do we have in English when you speak in English? In English, we have only one mind, right?
Yeah.
If they talk about minds, it's normally about the minds of many people. But in the Buddhist thought, when you say Chitta, that means one person, one individual carries lots of thoughts, lots of minds, call it actually. Not just one mind. We have a Lobha mind, Dosa mind, Moha mind, Manipakilisa's mind. So it's plural actually. So here what we understand is there are times that our thoughts, okay, our thoughts can become very sluggish or very lazy. Can you think about a time? Actually, we are into a lot of akusalas at the moment of our thoughts get stuck with the distractions. Our thoughts get stuck with the akusalas, right? That's why the Buddha said that doing dana one day is not enough, right? What he said, if you do a good karma, you need to keep it doing. Punyance puriso kaira, kaira atetam puna puna. Let's say you are offering dana today, it's good, but you need to keep it going. If you are listening to a Dhamma talk today, but then after 1 month, probably couple months, you are not listening to a Dhamma talk, that's not enough. You have to keep listening. You say you practice meditation one day, and then you are not practicing it after. That's not enough. Why? If you are not practicing consistently, your thoughts or you are very vulnerable to get stuck with the akusala. Practice is very important, right? Maybe you may have witnessed within you that when you've been practicing Dhamma for a certain time period, you feel like you're automatically kind of disciplined with certain akusalas. Like, let's say you've been lying a lot before. Of course, you may have not. Let's say you are somebody who occasionally even lied, but now you feel like, oh, I'm not lying, because this practice that I should not lie is always within me. Maybe there was a time that somebody was more into gossiping. Now, after listening to a lot of Dhamma, and this person determined oneself that I should not gossip anymore. This is gossiping. I should not involve in this conversation. It's a practice. So that means the mind, the thoughts have to be well trained consistently, not inconsistently. It's very important. If you are not keeping up with the discipline part, then what will happen? Your thoughts will be very susceptible, far more susceptible to the akusalas. In the same way, mental factors, we call them chetasika. Let me probably type in those letters up here. Otherwise, you might not know, because you always translate this to be sloth and talk. Tina means laziness of chittas and midda. Laziness of chetasika. Call them mental factors. Okay. All right. So, okay. So this is the third problem. Third thing that lay people should more focus on in terms of making them wiser, right? So the first thing is avijja, visama, lobha. There are two contents of lobha. And the second is what you call vyapada, ill will. They have to always discipline themselves about, not to fall into vyapada. And third thing is tina and mitta. That means sloth and torpor. In more specific ways, tina means laziness of chittas, and mitta means laziness of cetasikas, mental factors. Now let me ask you, anybody knows the difference between chittas and cetasikas? Otherwise you won't know what is this laziness about. What is a chitta? What is a cetasika? Let me tell you. Chitta, according to the Dhamma, chittas and cetasikas arise together, stay together, take the same object, perish together. Interesting, right? There are four characteristics of these chitta and chitta. Chitta means the energy to have a thought. The true meaning is the energy to have a thought. Now let's say you have a thought. You have a lobha thought, you have a dosa thought, you have a moha thought. That energy comes from chitta. But the quality of that thought, whether it is a lobha, whether it is a dosa, whether it is a moha, that comes from mental factors, cetasika. So the energy is more to the chittas. The quality, good or bad quality, lobha, maybe alobha, maybe dosa, maybe adosa, maybe moha or amoha, that come from cetasika side. That means they are inseparable. Okay, they are inseparable. So they arise to chitta, cetasika arise together. Chitta, cetasika stay together. Chitta, cetasika take the same object. Chitta, cetasika perish together. All right, so they are always a combination. Now, moving to the what you call tina mitta. Tina is the laziness of those chittas. Mitta is laziness of those cetasikas. Okay. Now, if you look at yourself, were there times in your life that you lost your energy to think? Have you ever heard people complaining, I don't want to think about it? They say, I don't want to think about it. I'm super tired. I have lots of fatigue. I'm exhausted. Why is it? Their energy is being disturbed by something. Maybe somebody, maybe something else. And there are people who are saying that, okay, I can think, but I think my mind, my chittas always go to akusalas or whatever. Maybe I have not trained myself a lot enough. Maybe I have not properly understood Dhamma. So although I know Dhamma like bit and pieces, scattered knowledge, not a basic, full fundamental knowledge, then what happened? Cetasikas are also not coming properly. The bad cetasikas are coming, not good cetasikas are coming. All right, so it's interesting, huh? Tina mitta. So now, what is happening to a layperson at this stage, the third level? Tina middha vibhutena kahapati cetasa. There is somebody who is drawn by tina mitta. That person is both lazy in terms of chittas and lazy in terms of cetasika. Now what's going to happen? Cetasa viharanto. This person has been spending time with this tina and mitta. Then what is happening to that person? Because he or she is spending time with tina mitta, he or she is going to now akiccang karoti, doing things that are not supposed to do by himself, herself. Because his mind is always with tina mitta. Kiccang aparadeti. He or she is destroying what he or she is supposed to do. Then akiccang karunto. Kiccang aparadento. Yasacha sukhacha dansati. Same thing happens when that person is drawn by tina and mitta. That person is going to what do you call akiccang karunto. Because he or she is into things that he or she is not supposed to do, and then fulfilling things that he is not supposed to do, she's not supposed to do, this person's happiness, good reputation, and happiness will be disturbed, will go to destruction.
Bante, Tina, what Bante mentioned is lack of energy to have thoughts, right?
Because it is said that Tina is a lack of energy in terms of properly mounting on a good thought, and then Midda is laziness of Chetasikas, mental factors, the
But
quality of the thoughts.
how does the quality of the mental factors be lazy?
They are connected.
Yes, I
They
know.
are both connected, so we cannot see them separately. That's why they are becoming one term, Tina Midda.
Okay.
The reasons could be some other conditions, probably inconsistent practice. Okay, inconsistent Dhamma practice. So this is why the quality will become negative. The
Okay.
status of the energy will become negative at that point.
Okay. Thank you, Bante.
Right. So we're going to be asking somebody else to read this section. Yeah, this is going to be the fourth one, huh? Fourth way of making you wise as a layperson.
I try.
Yes, please.
Udacha kukucha udacha kukucha bhutena kahapati cetasa viharato akichang karoti kichang aparadenti akichang karonto kichang aparadento yasa cha sukha cha dan sati.
Interesting. Now, the next thing that a layperson is trying to get rid of all these five, not just even one by one, right? Now, at this point, the layperson is going to work on overcoming Uddacha and Kukucha. The rest is same. Huh? What is Uddacha? What is Kukucha? Any thoughts?
Restlessness.
Uddacha means restlessness.
Yeah.
Then Kukucha,
Remorse.
remorse. All right. Let's discuss about these two. Uddacha. Now, Abhidhamma says that every time when we are into akusala, our mind is restless. Interesting, right? It says our mind is always restless every time when we are into akusala. Not even Uddacha. Abhidhamma points out a couple of things. I mean, I'm not teaching from Abhidhamma, but sometimes I pick up some interesting teachings. Uddacha, Ahirika, Anuttappa. What's the other one? Uddacha, Ahirika, Anuttappa, and Moha. So Abhidhamma points out every time somebody is making akusala, they are having 4 additional akusalas. Let's say you have greed. Then you have another 4 akusalas going on the side. Uddacha, Ahirika, Anuttappa, Moha. Let's say you have anger. You think that, okay, I only have anger. Don't worry. Actually, you have another 4 akusalas going on at the same time. Let's identify these 4. Uddacha. Uddacha means you are restless. That is why akusalas are having a time, an opportunity to play. Uddacha. Second, Ahirika. Let's say now akusala has been growing, gradually. At that point, you don't have any moral shame about it. Right? If you are not very careful, that means you think that it's okay. Anuttappa, you have no moral fear. Akusalas will lengthen your sansaric life as such. Then moha. Moha means you are disillusioned, finally. Right? Have you ever heard people are making a comment, I think now I'm very infatuated. I can feel I'm getting infatuated, right? This happens when somebody is drinking alcohol. I think I'm getting not sober anymore. They feel like they have come to a point that they are not able to take care of themselves. The same way, akusalas are giving the hard time. They're saying they don't know. They can feel a little bit. I think I'm getting infatuated. I'm getting out of control now. Food, drinking, and even intoxication, even akusalas when akusalas are actually happening in full swing within you. So, Uddacha. Uddacha means when your mind is not properly rested. That means we need rest. On the other hand, if you are not having proper rest, akusalas can arise. How many times are you telling yourself, hey, take a rest, have a rest now? Have you been telling other people, take a rest, take a rest? Why is it? Rest is important to understand. Otherwise, when you are not taking enough rest, you may be into akusala. Even now, the new vehicles are telling people on highways, you already driven 100 kilometers, you must take a rest now. It's an auto message popping up from the dashboard. You must take a rest. You must pull over, go to a rest area, have something. Because now this is automatic gadget stuff, Have a rest. Because when you don't have a rest, akusalas can come. Right? Because you don't know what to do, then akusalas can easily come. Now, we can also look at some people's comments. I don't know what happened to me at that point. I think that is why it happened. Because that was a moment of distraction. That was a moment of restlessness. That means having a rest, proper rest, is very important. Let's take another very, very simple example. Lack of sleep. Do you think that when you don't have enough sleep, you will be sometimes making akusalas because of the lack of sleep? Can we go a little bit beyond on that example?
Becomes grumpy.
You get grumpy on the following day, right? Not even become. It is better if you only get grumpy without doing nothing. But things get more and more, right? You might say bad things to other people. You might sometimes criticize, right? You get grumpy, and then what else?
Easily irritated.
Easily get irritated and annoyed, and then
Yeah.
this is one thing, right? That means there's no rest for your sleep. Then you are going to make akusala. So have a good sleep every day. Try to sleep well, right? That is important to minimize your akusalas. Unless I'm not saying there may be times that you may stay up, maybe for an event. Then you consciously plan, okay, I'm gonna sleep tomorrow at this time. But if you are somebody who has no organizing in your life, you just stay up for nothing sometimes. And then you are ending up with a lot of what you call anger or maybe annoyances, irritations. Another good example of having a rest, and rest is important to curb, minimize, reduce akusalas. Food, taking meals. If you are not taking meals properly, then the same thing will happen too. Have you seen some people, they are arguing each other all the time, When you checked on them, you had your lunch? No, they haven't had my lunch. I'm so busy, so busy. Finally, this busyness has ruined their lunch, maybe their breakfast. Now they don't know they have come to the argument, right? That means taking a good meal is also important. Probably forget about the good meal. I mean, taking meals at the right time, having a breakfast, having a lunch, it's important, right? That's why, in a way, that monks are very, they're having a good time because they are having breakfast 7 a.m., maybe 6:37 and 12, 11:30, 12. It's good, so they can focus on themselves, not like lay people sometimes. Okay, I'm not hungry now. I'm going to eat probably after a couple hours. During this time, you're starving, and then something is going to happen. You are not physically able to think about the problem. You're coming up with an argument with somebody, right? So, eating, taking meals at the right time, and then previously sleep. What are the other things? according to the rest that can create you into akusalas. What about cleaning yourself? Maybe having a good shower every day. Sorry, I'm not trying to teach you how many times you should. But, if you have a fresh, body, I mean, rather you're thinking, okay, I'm decorating myself. It gives you this, what you call this freshness, and then you feel like you are okay, you are good, right? Sometimes you feel that you are behind your daily schedule. It can create you some of the irritations. You feel like, hey, I'm so busy, I don't have even to take a shower, I'm so messed up now. And then people are going into some arguments, criticism, irritations, annoyances, a lot of problems. Okay, I already gave you 3 examples. Now think about other examples. When you don't have enough rest, how somebody can go into akusalas? Yes, Sadis.
How about not being very mindful of what you're doing and keep doing mistakes most of the time because you don't have enough rest?
Yeah, definitely. We were looking at the what do you call this not being mindful, connect to different daily activities, maybe not sleeping enough, not eating properly, not cleaning oneself enough. And then we are looking at that. Yes, what you are saying is the whole idea, actually. What are the other daily habits that can make you restless at the same time bringing you to akusalas?
What about no exercise, Bante? No exercise.
Okay, not staying fit, not being able to stay fit. This is interesting, right? Yeah, I mean, it's very interesting going for a walk and then feel good about life, right? Sometimes when you are staying home all the day, you see everything that you sweet seeing every day, people around you. But if you go outside, you see a lot of things, right? It gives you some kind of refreshment, right? Or maybe doing certain, it's good to stay fit all the time. It's not akusala. It's not akusala. It's very interesting because you are resting your body the proper way. Because finally, when everything happens, everything finished, people expect, hey, rest in peace as well. They say, not even rest in your life, rest in peace. That means rest is very important. Any other examples that you have witnessed? I mean, I'm asking when you are not giving enough rest in terms of whatever things that might cause you to make akusala. Yes, Baba?
Yes, I've experienced a person I was counseling that whenever she didn't get enough sleep and very disturbed about things, she'll get so violent that she starts to beat up and abuse her husband. So it is very, very important. All these things must be there. Otherwise, it creates a lot of akusala. Right now, I'm counseling this case, and the risk of divorce is very high.
Yes, definitely.
It's so sad.
Yeah. Any other examples? Any other reasons, maybe, perhaps? All right, maybe you may come up later. So restlessness is a big issue. It's a big factor for many people to make akusala. So try to have proper rest in terms of the activities so that you are not into akusala. Then kukucha, other side of restlessness. Uddhacha is kukucha. Kukucha means regret, remorse. Is remorse always bad? Or regret is almost bad? Always bad? What are your thoughts about it? Is regret always bad? Have you seen some animal, they mess up with something, they like very regretful about what they have done? They be found out soon. Even humans. Any thoughts? Is regret very bad? Initially, when we do something wrong in our life, we feel bad about it. Let's say we say something wrong to somebody, we feel bad about it. It's good because we understand that it's not good to do like that, even a small bad thing or something else. But the problem is when you are spending too much time in that state of mind, that will create an akusala, because in regret, within the contents of regret, what is happening is that you are not accepting the reality. Now, we may need a flashback of what happened, maybe in our life, something that we did. We understand, we don't dwell lots of time in that state of mind. And now we are trying to tell us that, okay, I'm not going to do it again. No more repetition of that particular bad state of mind. That is good. But unfortunately, when some people are going to be regretful, they are so like remorseful the whole time, for the whole time. That is not good. You have to move on. Moving on is not just a Western perspective. Moving on is the next step after the what you call solution to the remorse. That's very, very interesting. That's very, very important. Any thoughts about remorse? Regret, remorse? Because as a layperson, you should not spend too much time on remorse. But we understand remorse is important to understand our wrong activities, and then not to repeat. Put a lot of effort not to repeat it. But remorse in this context means somebody is regretful and then all the time regretful about what they have done. They cannot move on with that new life. Any thoughts about it?
Yes, Bhante. They must be able to forgive themselves and others first before they can get move on from the remorse, isn't it? Is that true?
Can you rephrase that again, Barbara?
Oh, in order for them to move on, they have to learn how to forgive themselves and others of what has happened or what they have done. Is it?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Maybe they may have to apologize. They may have to do certain things and then to move on, right? Because it is an unfinished business, right?
Yes.
That's very interesting to think about, So if you have kukkucha, that means if you are always regretful, remorseful, that is not a good thing. That is an akusala, right? Now you are supposed to get rid of uddhacca and kukkucha at the same time. Finally, vichikiccha vibhutein gahapati. That means doubts, especially the spiritual doubts, Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha, rebirth, right? So these are some doubts actually. So if you have a doubt about these things, you are going to consult a good teacher and then sort it out. Sort it out. Don't just keep your doubts to you, and then these doubts will create more akusals. So whoever the good teacher that you are comfortable talking to, it's very important to go and discuss, dispel, maybe ask a solution about those things. That's very important. Now, in one of the suttas called Chulakamma Vibhanga Sutta, the Buddha says there are people who are very intellectual, who are very wise, and there are other people who are very unwise. We use a very civilized word. I'm not saying foolish and stupid people. We say unwise people. Why some people are unwise? Then the Buddha said, it is because in their past lives, they have not approached good teachers and asked from the good teacher, whoever, Bhante, what is kusala, what is akusala, what is good, what is akusala, what is kusala, what is akusala. They have never approached them. That is why they are unwise in this life. Very interesting, right? That means we have to approach whoever, maybe a layperson, maybe a monk, whoever, maybe a nun. We should be humble enough to go and ask, right? Otherwise, many people keep their questions to themselves. They think, okay, if I ask this question, I think I will be very stupid in the audience, you know. If I ask this question, I'll be very, like, people think me differently, right? If you are very honest, if it is not very bad, you're going to ask the question from the teacher. Teacher will answer you. I hope the teacher will be honest to answer you too at the same time, right? So it is normal to have certain doubts about your spiritual life. So in that case, you are better to approach a teacher and then sort out your doubts. All right, then we are, because if you are not doing as such, then you are doing things that you are not supposed to do, and you are going to destroy what you are supposed to do, and finally your what you call yasa means your good reputation and your happiness will go to ruin. Now we are going to the next section. Just to keep the timing, probably I'm going to read this part. Sakho so gahapati ariya savako. Now, when you are really going to overcome abhijja visamalobha, then vyapada, tinamidda, uddachakukkucca, vichikicca, then you will become an Arya Savaka, noble follower of the Buddha. That means, if you want to become a noble follower of the Buddha, you must be able to overcome, lower, maybe reduce, diminish these 5 akusalas. That means the way to your wisdom, layperson's wisdom. Now, so far you may have heard wisdom to be nibbana, right? Wisdom means I have attained nibbana. That is lofty wisdom. As a layperson, you must work on these 5. That is your wisdom. And later on, one day you will be able to attain that lofty, that higher wisdom. But this is layperson's wisdom. Okay, so the now let's say you are good, you are doing good with these 5, you are not doing the wrong stuff. This is what he says. Sako so gahapati arya savako abhijja visamalobo chittasa upakkilesa. You understand that this is a upakkilesa, mental impurity. Iti viditva abhijja visamalobang chittasa upakkilesang pajahati. You are going to pajahati. Pajahati means you are going to overcome this abhijja visamalobha. Then you also understand vyapada is also upakkilesa, and you are going to overcome vyapada. And then you are also understanding tinamitta as a upakkilesa, and you are going to overcome tinamitta. Also, you are going to understand uddachakukkucca is going to be a upakkilesa, mental impurity, and you are going to overcome that too. Finally, you understand vichikicca as a upakkilesa, and you are going to overcome vichikicca too. All right, finally. Yatochako gahapati ariya savakassa abhijja visamalobo chittassa upakkilesoti iti viditva abhijja visamalobo chittassa upakkileso pahino. Now, the Buddha says, now when somebody as an Arya Savaka, noble disciple, noble follower, going to overcome abhijja visamaloba, vyapada, tinamitta, uddachakukkucca, that person is on the good side, and that person is going to overcome this 5. Then finally, what is going to happen to this noble follower, I mean to you? Iti viditva vichikicca chittassa upakkilesa pahino hoti ayang vucchati gahapati. Householder, I'm saying this follower, noble follower, Arya Savako, Maha Paññā. By doing so, the layperson will have a Maha Paññā, great wisdom. Putu Paññā, an expanded wisdom. Putu means expand. Apata daso, as you can see here, apata daso means that you see the range of wisdom. That means your wisdom is you see that whatever you do, whatever you are involved with, you see the direction of the wisdom. You can stabilize. You can know that this is the direction that I'm going to go. This is where I'm going to make my wisdom. Sometimes in your life, when you are struggling, you don't know where to go. You don't know what to do, but you will have the wisdom on those occasions if you follow, if you are going to overcome these 5. And then what's going to happen? That, see, okay, you will have Mahapanyo, Utupanyo, Apatadaso, Paññā Sampanno. You are accomplished in wisdom. Finally, can we ask someone to read this part, the final section? Anybody wants to read? Anybody? All right. Ayang bucchati gahapati paññā sampada ime sanko gahapati chatunnang dhammanang itthanang kantanang manapanang dullabhanang lokasmin ime chattaro dhamma patilabhaya samutta. Now, this is the interesting, most important point that connects with the 4 wishes and the 4 accomplishments. What does it say? 10 household. This is the accomplishment in wisdom. Then, ime sanko gahapati chatunnang dhammana. These are the 4 accomplishments that lead someone to attain itthanang kantanang, agreeable, charming, manapanang, the rare 4 things in their life. What are the 4 wishes that we discussed already? May I have wealth righteously. May myself, my teachers, my friends, my family get good reputation. And may I and my worthy people will have a good. What was the 3rd wish that we discussed in the Pattakamma Sutta? Anybody wants to say? 3rd wish. Anybody can remember?
Long life.
Long life. May I have a long life. Now the first thing is, may money come to me, wealth come to me righteously. And then may good reputation come to me and my friends, families, and teachers. And may I have long life. And the 4th thing is, may I be reborn in a better place. How can someone achieve this 4? Only by practicing these 4. Last, the one that we discussed just now, including that, we discussed Saddha, Sila, Chaga, Paññā. You need accomplishment in confidence about the Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha. You need accomplishment in what you call morality. You need accomplishment in Chaga, that means giving up. You need accomplishment in wisdom. If you are doing this 4 well, you will be making true, you will be coming true all those 4 wishes. Right? So this is how you are going to make them happen. It's pretty interesting, right?
Yeah.
So today we are going to finish this section, and then from next week onwards, we can be discussing, say, I will give you a chance to ask questions after this. We are going to discuss about money, how to make money properly, wealth properly. All this is about that thing. And what are you supposed to do with your money? Money management, wealth management. This is what is happening after that. Now, this is a good answer to those folks who think that Buddhism is anti-business stuff, anti-wealth, anti-money. So we're going to be having a good answer to all these people. Those people whom they only know about monastic Buddhism. They don't know what Buddha exactly said about money. How does a layperson manage finances? That's after this. Maybe we'll be discussing that in a couple of weeks, but I mean, maybe we're going to break down. Any questions for today? Maybe for the last 4 accomplishments, including Paññā?
Bhante, the Arya Savako noble disciple here, does it refers to Sotapanna and above?
Not necessarily. Sometimes it is referred to Sotapanna, but in this context, I mean, it is not exclusively for Sotapanna. Noble Arya Savaka means someone who is also on the path to become a Sotapanna. Also on the path to become a Sotapanna.
Okay.
And also the one who already became Sotapanna. So both are counted over here. Arya Savaka. All right, any questions? You can ask questions about today, or maybe days that we discuss about other accomplishments before today. A good opportunity to dispel any vijakicca, if you have vijakicca.
Bhante, there's another term, something that refers to a lower Sotapanna, right? There's one term.
Yeah, Chula Sotapanna.
Well,
Well,
Bhante,
Chula,
explain this.
well, there is a certain small clarification, I would say, about the state of mind before a Sotapanna. In some people they become Saddhanusari. Some people they become Dhammanusari. That means faith follower or Dhamma follower. The Mahavihara has an interesting point. They have named their elevators to be faith followers lift, and the other lift is what do you call Dhamma follower. If you go to Mahavihara, you go to that puja hall, you see faith followers lift, and then Dhamma followers lift. So mostly people pick up the Dhamma follower. I said, why don't you come to the faith follower? It takes some time. Yes. So they are kind of like prior stages of becoming a Sotapanna. There are two types of Sotapanna. Sotapanna to be, like Buddha to be, like Bodhisattvas. Some people, they don't have lots of Dhamma knowledge, but they are very faithful, very, having lots of Saddha. But they also making their way to become a Sotapanna one day. We call that person faithful. We better to say Saddhanusari. Saddhanusari. Because there are people, that they don't know how to, they don't, how to say that? Maybe they are not very much into learning a lot of Dhamma things. They're just devotees, they come and offer dana and they go. You don't have to criticize them, that's their way. But if they can, it's good. But they do dana very well, huh? Very good. They are making dana very well. They are preparing very well. They have a lot of respect for the Sangha and then everything. And there are some other people who have the Saddha. At the same time, they also want to pursue some Dhamma things, because we are paying lots of attention to non-virtuous things every day. Unnecessary rubbish, misinformation. If you turn on a TV, lots of these are trashy things that we learn every day. So why don't we make some time for Dhamma, At least now here, hour and a half. You feel like you are listening to something precious about the Buddha. So these people, the second category called Dhammanusari, Dhamma followers, right? So either category, they are called as Chula Sotapanna, little Sotapannas. So yeah.
So Bhante, you mentioned Mahavihara, one side Dhammanusari,
Respecting
one
the
side
Mahavihara's
Dhamma.
lift.
So everybody sit one side only.
No, I asked, why are you going to the Dhamma lift? Well, it's Dhamma followers. Hopefully we're going to be Sotapannas in the foreseeable future. Said, hey, come on, join the faith follower lift too. Yes. That's a funny thing. It's not very serious, but yeah, these are two ways to become Sotapanna. I mean, sometimes people don't choose. They are inherently like that. Their way of practice. So they have called their two lift. This lift is faith follower lift. This lift is Dhamma follower lift. Yes. Quite interesting and funny. Good.
So the one with the most followers going up the lift will spoil very fast.
No, somebody gave the names, I think. Somebody gave the names. Other than that, there's no problem about the lift. Lift are same. You know, these two lift are same. Carry the same weight. So, yes.
Hey, this place.
Kim, yes?
So what were you saying? The faith follower and the Dharma
All right.
follower?
All right. You know, when I in reply to T.C. Lim's question, he asked, who is a little Sotapanna, Chula Sotapanna? In Buddhism, it's now we all want to become Sotapanna, right? The Buddha says before the prior stage of becoming a Sotapanna has two varieties of people. We all are, they say, if we're going to become a Sotapanna, we will be a part of one of the category. Either we will become a faith follower, either we will become a Dhamma follower. In Pali, we call Saddhanusari stage or Dhammanusari stage. The difference is there are people who have lots of Saddha, respect about the Buddha Dhamma Sangha. They are called as faith follower. And then they also will make their way to become Sotapanna one day. Maybe they will take more time because they don't know lots of Dhamma. There are other people who are called as Dhamma follower, Dhammanusari. They'll, in addition to the respect about the Buddha Dhamma Sangha, they also try to learn some Dhamma thing, like you, all of you. Normally it says their, what you call, speed to attaining Sotapanna is a little bit faster because they know a lot of some Dhamma as well. I'm making a joke when people get on to one of these lifts, they are saying, I want to go to the Dhamma follower lift because you will become a Sotapanna faster. I said, hey, you're going to the puja hall, you know, it's 2 more floors up there. Faith follower is also go there. Yes. Same.
That's why I was thinking, where is this place?
It's Buddhist Mahavihara.
Oh, okay.
Yes. Good. Interesting.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you.
That's nice actually. Way that people understand. All right. Any more questions? We can take one more question and we'll wrap this up for today.
Bhante,
Yes, sir.
I just want to ask, even if a person who leads a very virtuous life, but he doesn't know about the Buddha Dharma, he's a Christian or something, but he lives a very virtuous life. He has very much reduced greed, anger, everything reduced, but he doesn't know about the Buddha Dharma. Can such a person become a Sotapanna?
In order to become a Sotapanna, everybody must have a certain respect and a knowledge about the Samma Sambuddha. It is said that. It is a mandatory imperative thing. By practicing some sila, even Hindu people also do, by reducing raga dosa, even Hindu people also do, but they never go to Nibbana. If you go to India, when you see the books at that time, you see the Hindu ascetics, they are trying to lower their raga, dosa, moha, but moha not, raga dosa. But they don't come to the Buddhist wisdom, the particular wisdom we are talking over here. Because they don't learn about it, they don't know about it. So they will become better people, better human beings, but they will not attain Nibbana. So there's a difference between becoming a better human being and then become what you call an arahant, maybe become a Samma Sambuddha, someone who is going to stop the samsara. So we could say, we don't say they are bad people, but in terms of the purpose which the Buddha taught us, there is a difference. But they are better human beings.
Yes.
Better than, yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Bhante.
All right, we are almost
Right.
near the timing.
Fine.
So let's transfer all the good karmas to the departed ones. May all the good karmas which we've been making today be transferred to all the departed ones. May they be well and happy. May they attain the supreme bliss of Nibbana. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Idam me nyati nang hontu sukita hontu nyatayo. Idam me nyati nang hontu sukita hontu nyatayo. Idam me nyati nang hontu sukita hontu nyatayo. Also, may all the good karmas be shared by all the devas, nagas, and mahitikas. May all devas and nagas, mahitikas be well and happy. May they bless and protect all of you for good health, quality of life, prosperity, safety. Not even you, your family members, even your parents, grandparents. May all they be protected, blessed by the Deva, Naga, Mahitika. May Deva, Naga, Mahitika be well and happy and finally attain the supreme bliss of Nibbana. Sadhu. Sadhu, sadhu. Ittavata cha ammehi sambatang punya sampadang sabbe deva anumodantu sabbasang patti siddhya. Ittavata cha ammehi sambatang punya sampadang sabbe bhuta anumodantu sabbasang patti siddhya. Ittavata cha ammehi sambatang punya sampadang Sabbe satta anumodantu sabbasang patti siddhya. Akasatta ca bhummatta devanaga mahiddika punyantang anumoditva chirang rakkhantu lokasasanang. Akasatta ca bhummatta devanaga mahiddika punyantang anumoditva chirang rakkhantu desanang. Akasatta ca bhummatta devanaga mahiddika punyantang anumoditva chirang rakkhantu mang paranti chirang rakkhantu tvang sadati. Also, may we be in the company of Kalyana Mittas till we attain Nibbana. Kalyana Mittas are very helpful, and then without Kalyana Mittas, we are not able to practice Dhamma in the proper way. The Buddha said that the whole Dhamma journey, the path of Noble Eightfold Path, depends on how much Kalyana Mittas that we are able to be with all the time. So, thinking thus, we're going to make the wish. Imina punya kammena mami bala samagamu satang samagamu yavanimbana pattiya. Finally, may all the good karmas which we've been making today, especially by understanding the 4 accomplishments of our life, which lead us to, especially which lead you as lay people to make those 4 wishes, come true 4 wishes, be supportive and helpful for all of us to attain the supreme bliss of Nibbana. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Abhivadana siddhisse niccang vaddha prachayino chattaru dhamma vaddhanti ayuvanno sukhang balang ayurarogya sampatti sagga sampatti me vacha ato nibbana sampatti iminati saminunchatu. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. And wishing you good night, everyone. Thank you, Aliana, Lim, everybody.